Yeah, when you called me fat earlier, thanks.
I didn't call you
Okay,
fat.
so it's the dark on the right. It's elongating your presence.
Restaurant Punk, what's up?
Octogina, what's up?
What's up? Should never told him that.
Restaurant Punk!
Word of the day is
Octogina. This episode is brought to you by the word Octogina.
Hello.
You have a nice octogina. Wow, that's a big ass pussy.
I'm not going to comment.
Censor that out.
I almost did.
Censor that
I'm
out.
not gonna. Okay.
Okay, here we go.
All right, I got a topic. Hi.
Oh, I
Okay.
guess we're keeping that intro. Great. Hello.
We are keeping that. That's
Okay.
fine. Yeah.
All right.
So
You
I
look very tall today, by the way.
What?
You look very tall today.
That is a good compliment. Thank you.
I think
You're
it's the
welcome.
yellow
this.
chair. I think it elongates.
Yeah.
It's the yellow chair
I think
that
she's
you're wearing.
fucking
No,
lying
I think
because
it's because
Mercury's in retrograde right now, so she looks very tall.
No, it's
I'm pretty
because
sure
you're
it
wearing
is still,
darker.
actually.
I think it's because you're wearing darker clothes on a lighter background. So I think it elongates your presence.
All right, stop
Interesting.
around those.
Like that is the compliment of the day. I love being called tall.
Oh, wow.
I love it. Let me
Yeah,
be
when you
happy.
called me fat earlier, thanks.
I didn't call you
Okay,
fat.
so it's the dark on the right. It's elongating your presence.
So if I put my dick back, it's gonna make it better.
Yeah, Jenny, over in the light background.
Is it gonna be elongated? All right.
Appear. Anyway.
Hi, go ahead. What's your
All right,
topic?
okay, sorry. All right. So I have a question for operators of restaurants. Okay.
All right.
So, obviously, I've never operated a restaurant, but, typically you would go through the distributor to order goods. When is it okay to buy retail? Is it ever tempting to buy from a Costco's or a Sam's where it's like bulk? Is it ever cheaper?
Oh, 100%.
Is
yes.
it is it bad with the distributor? Does it cause a weird rift in the relationship with the distributor?
If there's open communication and if the distributor understands the time of the year, we're just gonna say where we are right now in the slow season when it's like December, January, February, March, where it's a little bit slower and whatnot, and you have those sales that you only need a little bit of products. Like instead of you get a case of milk, right? And that's just say 4 gallons of milk, but you only go through 1 gallon a week. Is it going to last the entire? It's going to go bad. You don't want to lose that product. So, is it okay to go to Sam's and buy a gallon of milk? That's probably cheaper. Yes, I say that's the best way to do it. Does it cause problems if you keep on going with it in the summertime, or if you just stop completely buying that one product, or if you just find 7 other products that you just go through Sam's or Costco or what other BJ's, I guess. So I mean. I like to do it in the off season. I would like to go to because Sam's is right there, Sam's or even Restaurant Depot that has just you can buy one single item or one single instead of buying a case of something.
Right, and then I mean even with a concept like Shimon.
Yeah, that's
where
I was going with.
Shimon is a perfect example, where it's impossible not to go to a regular retailer for a lot of the stuff that you're going to get.
Yeah, because
you're going to go. Obviously, you're going to go through a distributor for your major things.
Yes.
Things that you can keep in the freezer, things that you can keep, frozen, or that you are going to regularly use on hand. But when you're working with these, nuanced menus, and you're only going to run these menus for a week or 2 weeks, and you're dealing with, let's say, it's the middle of wintertime, you're running Shimon, it's only open on 3 days a week.
It's right there, yeah.
You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
it's well, what am I going to do with zucchini now? Am I really going to order a case of fucking zucchini, or am I going to go to the store,
5 zucchinis from the distributor because they don't do that.
Right.
Because 85% of the time, they're not going to, they call it break a case, but they won't give you a half a case or whatever. It's now there's a produce company that will do it, but they only deliver, say, Monday through Friday or Monday through Thursday where I don't have anything for the weekend. So then I have to go through a Sam's or just a local retail store to just buy a couple zucchini or cucumbers or tomatoes.
Or in this instance, we're going to do, sushi rolls. Over at Shimon. Now, what are you going to do? You're going to buy a case of nori paper?
Yeah.
No, because it's you
Right,
go get,
yeah.
piece together.
Right, so that
what
makes
you're gonna need.
sense.
But I mean, even, sometimes for larger restaurants, there's an ingredient on my menu. It's broccoli, for example. I mean, I can buy a case of broccoli.
But
why? It's literally in one item.
Right.
And I go to the store and I buy 2 heads of broccoli, and then I have the broccoli for you know, like 2 weeks.
Yeah, that's
you know what I mean?
Which still blows my mind that we have that one item on that menu just for that.
Yeah.
One. Makes no sense to me. In the 8 years of being here, why
But
is broccoli on the menu? But yeah,
Or even like sauce too for like, you know, short rib.
yeah.
You know, for example, you know, I don't need an entire case of carrots, you
Right.
know, to make that sauce. I don't need an entire case of celery. Okay, so I'm going to go to the Acme or I'm going to go to the ShopRite or one of the local things. I'm going to grab 1 pack of celery. I'm going to grab 1 pack of carrots, and then that's good for my sauce.
Well,
You know what I mean?
this is my question. So, so they a case of milk, right? You can't get individually from distributor.
Mm-hmm.
So how many is in a case?
4.
Because 4 in a case. So per gallon,
Well, I mean,
is it per gallon? What's the price difference between that versus buying retail? Because what I'm wondering is if outside looking in, if I've never owned a restaurant, I would think that if you were to buy a case of 4 milk, that per item, per gallon of milk, it would be cheaper than it would be at retail. That's
They-
what I would think.
well, you would think that sometimes it is, sometimes it
Sometimes
is
it's not, yeah.
Sometimes you're actually paying more for, you know, like milk. Like I can call actually like one of the produce places, like local produce places. I can get them to deliver 1 gallon of milk, but I'm probably going to pay like extra for that milk than I would if I just ran to the like Wawa
Right.
around the corner from the house and grabbed like 1 gallon of milk. Now it's different for me. Like we're going to go through the 4 gallons, but I've, you know, even operated like more seasonal stuff where it's like, okay, go grab a gallon
Yeah.
of milk, go grab 1 jug of cranberry juice, you know, because I don't
Yeah,
need, you know, all
and
that,
I remember
you know.
something like I would back in the day when I was operating at George's Places. I know one of the items was milk, OJ, and then cheddar cheese for me. But now it's not probably not the same though. But it was cheaper to go get like 1 gallon of milk or 1 gallon of OJ on a Monday. And it'll last me all week, and then maybe get 2 on Saturday or whatnot. And the same with just get 1 bag of cheddar cheese instead of getting a whole case and just sitting there because it's what it just helps.
Right, I understand that's not what you need, but I'm just saying.
Well, you know, and then like this
What
is
is the
actually
price per
actually
gallon?
this is a good actually thing like segue too, like what he just said. So he's saying, right, a whole case, let's just say, costs, you know, I don't know, let's just say a whole case costs like $85, right? He can go to the store, he's gonna buy 1 bag for like the week, right? Because it's the wintertime, so he's short on funds. So what's he gonna do? He's gonna go to the store, he's gonna buy that 1 bag right now. And he's going to try to use that because he can get through the week with that 1 product as opposed to spending the additional money for the whole case to have in his
No,
thing.
I understand that. I completely understand that concept. But what I'm saying is, I guess a better way to put it, let's say the distributor did offer 1 gallon purchase, not a case. Let's just say, what are the prices? Like, so what I'm saying is, I don't buy gallons of milk. I don't drink like a lot of milk. So let's say a gallon of milk at the retail, like a ShopRite, is like $4.25.
I think it's around 4. I think it's like $4 now. Something
Okay,
like that. Yeah.
and then the distributor has it for $4.75. As a restaurant owner, I'd be looking at distributing, thinking, why? I would think that it would be cheaper through a distributor than it would be through a retail establishment.
It's not always
not.
the case
But that's
because
what I
your
would
distributor
think.
also
Yeah.
has to. So now your distributor has to. So this is a good question for distributor, but your distributor now has to go out and you remember they have to source all this shit.
Yeah,
Right.
they have
So
to bring-
they're also buying it at a specific
And who they're
price
buying the milk
and
from.
who they're buying it from. When are they buying it from? Yeah, okay, fine. Just because, you know, they might get their delivery of milk maybe once a week. Maybe it's every 2 weeks.
Right.
Maybe they get it twice a week, you know, depending on, you know, the kind of like their business partners or who they're dealing with for that product. Maybe this week they can't get it from this guy, so they have to get it and they bring
And
it
it
in
goes
from
up.
another. It goes in from another person, and you know now instead of coming from you know the farm over here, it comes from this guy, and then this guy tacks on an extra whatever for
Yeah.
you know fuel costs or whatever. So now that has to get added into that product. You know, so it's not always so black and white. You know, when you're dealing with distributors because they have a lot of different costs that are associated with the products that they're bringing in and the cost to bring them in, and again where they're getting that product from at that
Right.
specific time, and then also when they're buying it. The same thing with meats and frozen meats because meats fluctuate in price all the time. So pork,
yeah.
So like the cost of pork. So when your distributor goes out, you know, chances are that they're going to actually go to a broker. So they're not going to. It's a little bit different when it comes to meat. So like short ribs and you know lambs and those kinds of products, they go to a broker and then they buy by the pound at a specific points in time, depending on what kind of products it is that they're looking for. So yeah, okay, fine. If they're going weekly to a broker, then the price is really going to fluctuate. If they go monthly to a broker, the price is going to fluctuate. Distributors are always looking for a time to get a product that they know that their customer base is going to use. And so now another thing that they'll do is they might grab a product at a cheaper rate that they know that that their customer base is going to use, and they'll also watch the price fluctuate, and then they'll adjust their price based on the fluctuations in the market. So there's a lot of nuances when it comes to distributors and how they operate and how they choose to pass the cost along to us. But to answer your question, it's not always so black and white as to why it's not
because
a comparable price.
Yeah, the distributors have to make money off their commissions from whatnot. So they're gonna, and like the one we use on us, it's Cass, and we because Monos has been on here. They're a little smaller ones, so they're a little more easy to deal with sometimes when it comes into like breaking cases, and sometimes they're not, where you can't get the right product. Like I'll just say for example, meats for him. I have to order a week in advance. Now, if I know through Cisco, US Foods, or even Driscoll, you can order meat a couple days and then you have it there. You know what I'm saying?
You might also pay
a little
premium. You might pay a more premium price.
So like I said, everybody has their ups and downs in it, but it's also how well you work with your distributor and how the distributor working with you, and where do you want to run around? Like, is it fun? Was it fun for me going to get to drive up to Sam's to at one point when I was operating at George's I got 14 items from Sam's. I went once a week, every Thursday at 8 o'clock. I'll go right up to Sam's. And then was it fun? No, but was it saving money? Yes and no, because you're not thinking about gas. You're not thinking about tolls. But you have to pay right then and there if you have to pay with cash or a credit card. When the distributor, you can pay next week or 2 weeks from now. So like I said, it's
about to like the headache now. Too, of like having to actually think about, okay, well, fuck, now I got to go and then I got to, take that trip. I got to go buy this. Here's my list, whatever. And then now, okay, fine. How much easier is it sometimes? Okay, and then let's say it's the middle of summertime when you really should be checking the most.
Yes.
When you really should be, really the most focused on it. It's easier in the summer because you're fucking busy. There's so many things going on. To just be like, you know what? Fuck it. And just order it from,
order
whatever.
That's what
I don't give a fuck.
When it comes to sometimes it's a different story.
I don't have time to look at it right now. It is what it is. So
it also comes down to storage too. You know what I'm saying? Because at the time, I know George's Courthouse now has a giant walk-in, which is nice. Back in the day, it only had it had like 5-6 fridges, and it's hard to put a case of milk in there because if you put 4 gallons, it takes up two rows right there.
Right.
So that's where that comes into play too. So
the reason I bring this up is because, anyone who has an operated restaurant, like a lot of customers come in, I think there's this misconception that restaurants get their food costs are really cheaper than retail prices. That's why I think a lot of people think that they get it from the distributor, they get it at much lower prices than retail, and that they're making more money than they do an operator. And the biggest reason I feel like for the having distributor is like the convenience, convenience of delivery, the convenience of having them source stuff that maybe you can't find in a retail establishment, but the price isn't overall cheaper. I think a lot of people assume that.
Again, it depends on what it is. Obviously, with any business, there's markup and there's things like that. So obviously, not everything is the same, value. Okay, so like there is differences in that, but there also is there's costs that people never associate with it. It's more than just, okay, the piece of meat cost me whatever, and then now I'm selling it to you for whatever. It's so much more than that.
Yeah, they don't think
and
about
there's so much. It's not only it's just the prep, it's the convenience, it's the atmosphere. Okay, so you walk into the place. Okay, well now the place has music, it's got lights, it's got good service, there's a lot more things that are going into play that cost money. You know what I mean? Or just the upkeep of things, just the way that service is run, just the way that your food's prepared, all this, it costs money.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's where, there's extra charge, included. Okay, do you want the shit? Here's your fucking paper plate. Thanks. Yeah, goodbye. Get the fuck out of here. Okay, that's cheap.
Yeah,
right? That's cheap. Here's your okay, what do you want, a steak? Yeah, plap. Yeah. Okay, goodbye. Next.
Yeah.
That's cheaper.
But just
but now you sit down, dining, lights, candles.
The plates are all expensive.
But just in general, it costs more money than just, what do you want? Here, plop. Okay, goodbye. Next, please. Yeah, okay, here's your shit. Here, let me scoop it onto a thing. Goodbye. If that's what you want, that's a different price. You know what I'm saying? So that costs money.
I'm saying even before we get to the point of your actual restaurant and the atmosphere and the plates and the dining experience, before we even get to that, just the cost of goods. So if you were to sell something in a retail establishment that sells clothes, right? The merchandise you're getting at cost is a lot less than what you're selling it for. A lot less. Whereas food, it's not. That's my point. Like,
you cost out your menu to that price of what, how much, like if
yeah, no. But what I'm saying is, I'm putting, okay, if I were to buy a shirt at a store off the rack.
It's different for every item. Every item is different.
Every single item.
I
Every
understand
item is different. So some items you're gonna find you can buy it at the same price as you could go to the store and
Right.
buy it. Other items you're gonna find it's gonna be drastically cheaper.
Oh,
You
yeah?
can buy it at a
Yeah.
store. Other items it
What was it,
depends. It's
3 years ago, the price
But
of
I
chicken wings
think
was
a
out
lot
of the
of
world.
people
You,
who don't own restaurants assume that you're gonna get your food a lot cheaper across the board than what you would pay for retail. That was my point is. I don't think
I mean,
people
if
realize.
you go to West Side Meat Market down here, I mean, I don't recall them out, but they sell like ready to go steaks that we can buy for restaurants, and you can see the price over there. You know, say they sell like a New York strip or a beef tenderloin that we buy ourselves, and we do the same exact price, so they can go see what it is, and it's still going to be the same markup. Because if I buy their beef tenderloin for what is that, $120, and they sell for $120, the same exact thing, and then I still have to cost it off to make some profit from
Yeah.
that beef tenderloin. Because we gotta clean it up, we gotta cut
Yeah.
it, then we gotta cook it, then I gotta pay for them to cook it. So that's what it comes down to. It's not just a piece of pork chop and then you boom bang bang, but so
like I understand your points.
you don't respect our points. Or
No,
something?
I do, but I feel like the point I'm making is like before we get to your points, it's lower down on like.
So like, I mean, well,
I can't explain it. It's not. Yes, there's a lot more to.
But if you go to ShopRite and buy a New York strip, it's gonna be the same. We're buying the same New York strip, but it's gonna be the same price. We still gotta sell it to you,
Right.
because when you go out of your house, it's you're going out to dinner to be served and to be taken care of. You know what I'm saying? Because if I come to your house, you're gonna make me a New York strip. You're still gonna make it nice. I'm not paying for you.
Right.
actually, like even one of the places where we get like our seafood from too, I see their trucks at the local supermarket
Right.
delivering
Yeah.
the same pieces of meat. Now, do they have a different deal? You know, are they getting different pricing? Yeah. I mean, is it more expensive to buy it from the ShopRite or from like the Acme or whatever? Is it marked up? Yeah, of course it's marked up a little bit, but still, it's not that
But
much
even
marked up.
but if you still go
Yeah.
to them, you still
You know,
still
it's
gonna be
not that
marked
much.
up.
It's
Yeah.
their market
Yeah.
really isn't that different. You know, it's not that much more. You know,
Yeah.
because they're grabbing $2 across the board for everything. You know, we're grabbing $2 across the board for a handful of items.
Right.
So
All right. Great talk.
Ew. Great talk with you too.
right.
All right. Well, there you go. We're
Restaurant
black to be
punk.
tall.
Shit costs money. You got money to pay for the shit, or you fucking don't. That's what it comes down to. You
it is okay
you got
to-
money,
yeah,
you buy
yeah.
a case of shit. You don't got money, go to the store, you grab the fucking thing.
Make
you
your own
like,
fucking
get through the
steak.
weekend. That's it. The fuck you want. Done.
All right.
Restaurant punk!
Rough. That was fucking rough.
Well, what the fuck? I don't even understand the question.
I know.
What are you trying to say?
Restaurant Punk, what's up?